Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Ultra HD edition of Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Paramount. It can be found as a standard slipcover edition available at your local and online retailers, and it's also part of the upcoming Paramount Scares Collection Volume 1. Now, as far as the film itself, I have kind of I would say, interesting history with the movie. I saw it for the first time, I was maybe about 17, so my tastes in film were not quite as evolved. And I'll admit it, I thought it was slow. I really didn't care for it all that much, but it did stick with me. And fast forward maybe about a decade into my mid-20s, and I revisited it. Absolutely appreciated it a lot more at that time point in my life. I think it's a really well done thriller. And also, with Roman Polanski's direction, I think it really has such a unique look, visual style. I mean, Mia Farrow is great in this. I mean, she put on a great performance. I mean, it's creepy, it's atmospheric. It really has all those telltale signs of a good thriller / horror film. And of course, that ending is always something that it's memorable. And I don't want to spoil it and say what happens or anything in case you haven't seen it, but I dig it. Once again, revisiting it, I think helped a lot. I mean, I really appreciate it for what it is. And it's also one of those movies that I watch not all the time. I maybe go back to it every 3 or 4 years or so. And, I own the Criterion Blu-ray. It's always been part of my collection in some way, shape, or form. The DVD and then first Blu-ray and then the Criterion and now the 4K. So yeah, Rosemary's Baby, I feel, yes, it's firmly set in the 60s, but it has sort of a timeless horror element to it. So I recommend you check it out. It holds up extremely well. All right, we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio in just a moment, but first let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have the 4K slipcover edition of Rosemary's Baby. I'm not a big fan of the artwork. I understand what they're going for. I just don't really dig it. And then we have the back and the spine. And thankfully, they retained the original art for the interior. I know we all appreciate that. And then this being a Paramount release, no artwork on the disc themselves. So, all right, now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Rosemary's Baby on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 1:5:1 aspect ratio with native 4K resolution and graded with both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision encode. Now, if you're a long-time physical media collector, especially in 4K, Paramount as a studio, whenever they release something, it's usually met with a nervous raised eyebrow. Not with their output, because they're probably one of the more consistent of the studios releasing content today. Unfortunately, it has to do with their quality. More often than not, a lot of their 4K releases are, I would say, subpar, whether it is poor encoding or just a heavy use of DNR. I mean, there are various reasons why you have to be a little bit apprehensive to get into a Paramount title. So it is with a somewhat surprising turn that the transfer of Rosemary's Baby is actually one of the better catalog efforts from Paramount. Sourced from a 4K restoration, this horror classic is given its proper respect on the format. Very few, if any, nicks or scratches were noticed in the image, and grain structure is filmic with no apparent scrubbing or DNR applied. If I had a nitpick, it's that I would have liked the bit rates to be a bit higher. They average in the low 60s mostly, and this once again speaks about Paramount's general encoding on discs. The film's image is inherently soft from the source, but there is still a noticeable uptick in overall clarity. Details stand out nicely, facial features look really well defined with the 4K bump. Just check out the dark circles under Rosemary's eyes in the early part of her pregnancy. It looks downright chilling in 4K. Textures in and around set pieces also show an appreciable improvement that reveals some interesting nuances. The Dolby Vision infused color palette gives bolder richness to the mid-60s aesthetic. Primaries are fuller, skin tones are natural and lean towards the neutral side. Whites look great, only blooming slightly due to the style used while filming. Black levels are deep throughout with no issues. Grain tends to get heavier in the truly dark in-film moments during the gathering or dream sequence, and when Rosemary is in the closet near the end of the film. Shadows look excellent, and I didn't witness any crushing. The only audio option that is presented on the 4K release of Rosemary's Baby is a Dolby True HD 2.0 audio mix, and it's largely presented pretty well. The audio itself is clear in its delivery and has some impactful moments. The track's energy is solid. It didn't feel really dated and carried audio cues surprisingly well. Now, there are two notes. I've seen reports online of possible audio sync issues and missing dialogue. For the sync issues, I experienced none of this using my OPPO 203 player. The track played flawlessly from start to finish. This could actually be a player-specific issue, so if you have this particular problem, be sure to let me know in the comments and what player you're using. As for the missing dialogue, the line in question reportedly happens at the 1 hour 57 and 25 second mark in the film. The line missing is, "We happen to be in labor here." I'll admittedly say I'm not super familiar with the movie enough to recall that line personally, but it is indeed not present during that scene. I checked my Criterion Blu-ray copy and it was there, so for whatever reason, it's missing on the 4K. While the scene in question is very chaotic with multiple voices, I don't think the casual fan will even notice something is amiss. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Rosemary's Baby on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A-. I have to give credit where it's due, the 4K transfer is kind of excellent. The palette looks bold with a healthy grain structure and no management appears to have been applied. Fans of the film will no doubt enjoy how this film looks. For the audio mix, I'm going to score this one a B. Generally, the track is solid with a really good presence. Audio issues may be a problem for some. This really is going to be a your mileage may vary kind of situation, and some may have issues with this particular track. So that is my review of Rosemary's Baby on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave an Amazon link in the comments section. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.